What's going on, everybody? Do the normal warm-up drill, set things up. You guys might not recognize the live stream today because it's so fancy. You want to know why it looks so fancy? It looks fancy because we got 3 lamps in the room. I'm serious. 3 lamps. And that was our idea. It was not our idea. It was Guillermo's idea. Guillermo had a lot of ideas. What's going on, Tori? Buenos días. Let's do the whole. Vamos a hacer el live stream. Vamos a hacer el live stream todo en español. ¿Cachai? And there's going to be like 3 people who understand it. Riz is going to understand it. Fiesta. We could have it sponsored by Taco Bell. I wanted to go with something that was lame. I didn't want to go with like, yeah, we get sponsored by Taco Bell. It'd be like a good like line. Yeah, we should get that sponsored by Taco Bell. What's up, Tori? Oh my God. I think I'm on like 3 hours of sleep. It's been a crazy week. I have a feeling your week's been full of excitement as well. So yeah, we're very excited. We got some people that are coming on today to share some more music with us. This is a music fiesta. That's what we're going to call this. We're going to call it Fiesta de Música. Oh man, I could use a nap right now. Don't even say the word nap. I'll just, what do you call those people that are like, they fall asleep in the middle, like they're driving a car and they just go. I might do that. It might just take me like an extra second. Someone asks a question and they're like, is that just the Wi-Fi? Is he having Wi-Fi? No, I'm having Wi-Fi issues up here, y'all. Speaking of which, Tori, thank you for your email at like midnight last night. Sorry, thank you, Victoria. Appreciate you celebrating my Tori. So thank you for your email. I completely forgot. This is where my brain is today, and this will just make you a little more nervous than normal. Like I didn't even remember that we had like something else possibly going on today with East West. Didn't even occur to me when I sent that email. I'm like, and you're like, dude, what are you talking about? Anyway, hope you guys are doing great. Tori's like, yeah, I get it. Thank you. So yeah, Victoria Crawford, welcome. Victoria's like, what the F is this? We're going to be doing some music reviews, which just means we talk music for a couple minutes with people. Most of the time it's more nerdy than this. So if you come on Friday, you're going to be like, oh my God, yes, I am a musician. Watch. Do you see a piano anywhere? How did I do that? It's because I'm a musician. I'm a magician. Are you a musician? Yeah, I got a little keyboard here. I don't know why. I don't know. I dragged it out last week and I'm like, oh, I got a keyboard. And we never even used it. I'm not going to play a tune. That's not what this is about. Maybe later. Keep asking. If you guys give me some, I could do the whole like, if you give me some bars or, it could be like a bar hoe. You're not supposed to say shit like that, dude. This is profesh. Isn't that what White Shadow called us? Profesh? Is that kind of like an oxymoron? Like if you're calling someone professional and you're like, you guys are really profesh. Yeah, we've upgraded. Dude, did you see the lamp? Can you feel the lamps? Yeah, we're like pro noob. Can you feel the lamps in the room? Can you feel the light? The lightness? Can you feel the vibes in the room? Just say yes. I added some lamps in honor of Guillermo el Papa, which means Guillermo the dad. I think he's been a dad for what, like a week now? He's probably had about 6 hours of sleep so far. And I didn't help because I was texting him 1,000 times over the last 24 hours. I'm like, dude, does this article look good? Look good now? And we have 2 coming out actually with him. We had so much stuff from him that we have 2 articles coming out. One in about 2 weeks that I'll be sharing with you guys on, don't tell anyone, but it's going to be on, I did some stuff on the 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 2.75, 2.5. It wraps back around, it gets crazy. And kind of like how to make things sound better. And we did some stuff on like basically blending the live stream with an actual professional session and how you make that work. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 articles. That's right. Victoria, what's going on? How did you find us? You're just like, music, fine, whatever, while I'm drinking my coffee. I don't even know where you are. Maybe it's not even the morning time. You might be in New Delhi, for all I know. And you won't be the only one. Gosh, what else is going on? There's a shit ton going on, and I'm not going to touch any of it because it's not my area of specialty. But I hope you guys, it's just been such madness. It's gone from like madness 1.0 to madness 2.0. So I hope everyone is making the right choices. Sounds like I'm trying to keep you from having sex. I'm not doing that at all. That's not what I'm trying to do. But just make the right choices. Think about the things that you're doing. Love is the answer. That's about all I got. Yeah, can you imagine 3.0? 3.0 would just be like, fuck it. 3.0, wow, I mean, that wasn't 3.0, but like, there were like 6 things that broke right before I got on today, which is the only reason I was late, Tori. Normally I'm right on time. But it was like, I set things up, and then I put the lamps, and I plugged them in, and then all of a sudden my Wi-Fi was done, and I'm like, the Wi-Fi's done. So then everyone was telling me everyone, meaning my devices who talk to me, were telling me that my Wi-Fi was done. And I go, okay. And then I fixed that. And then YouNow was like, it just did that. And I'm like, and it just stared at me like this. No expression, nothing. It just said YouNow. And I'm like, so I turned everything back off, set it all back up again. Now we're on. Yeah, I know. Thanks. Thanks for breaking the spell, the profesh vibe. Thanks for letting everyone know that we're not professional. Yeah, I think this is the earliest we've been in like weeks. Profesh newbies. So Friday, who do we have on Friday? Tori, tell us about our Friday guest. Do a little teaser, a Tano teaser. It'd be cool to throw some pictures up. He's got that cool picture where he's like on the bleachers and he's looking like, yeah, you want to be me. Be nice to do that. That would be like the next thing we should incorporate into this. The you want to be me shot. Yeah, there it is. Tano. So the next couple after this one are going to be nerdy again. They're going to be kind of production style, engineering style, how to make things better style stuff. Because you guys seem to like that. You guys are eating that up. Audio with live streams. And all that jazz. What is this, Chicago? And I hate musicals. I'll go on record right now. And there's probably people that are like, click, I can't even believe he said that. But I do. Like, there's a couple I can deal with. Chicago was a great movie. I would never I would never go to a musical. If I'm going to a musical with you, I must really like you. Let's put it that way. Yeah. There's actually a couple that I could go for. I've never seen Les Mis, and I would really like to see Les Mis. just because I feel like the music is fantastic and I'm curious about the story. But I would go once and be like, okay, I did that. Hamilton, I've never seen. I would go see that. And then and then it goes weird. Like I like opera, but not, I mean, I like Mozart and shit like that. No, High School Musical is even worse than a regular musical. What are you talking about? That's like even worse. Don't get me talking about talent shows. Frozen, oh my God. I've heard that enough for one lifetime, just from all the, like, I remember like realizing when Frozen came out, because I was sitting on an airplane and every girl was like, I mean like 2-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old, 9-year-old, they were all singing it. I'm like, okay, that must be the song. Great movie. Any Disney movie ever? I know. I'm really digging myself in a hole, but let's go. I mean, while we're down here, let's just keep digging. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Yeah, me and my musical taste. I'm sure you guys came to sort of find out more about that. Hairspray. That just opens up a whole other can of worms. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, there's something about, I don't know. I feel like maybe I just haven't seen the right ones, the right performance, because I like just about every other style of music out there. Absolutely anything. Pick a style of music that people like judge you for, and I probably have something that I love in that style. But I just have never really gotten into it. Country, oh, I could listen to country nonstop, and except for like the poppy. Well, no, even that. I mean, Shania Twain. I remember Shania Twain. People pick up on me all the time for that. What do you mean? I know. Atib San. Speaking of Atib, we weren't even talking about you, but I just needed to say, what's going on, my bro? It's a good thing you showed up. I was talking about musicals, and it was going on and on and on. And people were just like, wow, I thought I put music, not musical. Ruba, what's going on? We're just talking music today. So if you guys want to learn a little bit about music, about the music industry, seems like such a douchebag way to call it. We need to come up with some other way to talk about like what we do, right, Tori? Yeah, and hates musicals. So this will be fun. Hopefully for anyone that's kind of visiting for the first time, we're going to be talking about music that people are bringing to us, and just kind of like how to take it to the next level, whatever that means for them. Most of the time, this is kind of a meta live stream about live streaming for music. So we have experts come on. We have people like me that just talk, even though we're not experts. We have musicians, artists. We have engineer type people. We have journalists. And people that just talk about how to make the most of a music live stream scenario. Thanks, Ruba. We love fans. It's always nice to see like more people in the fan thing. And it's not, it's not the ego, oh, we have more fans thing. Where my mind goes with it is the following. Like we have something like 59 fans or 60 fans, which is like, I guess in the grand scheme of things, like a really low number, which is fine. But I feel like the people that show up generally, the regulars, Ativ, talking to you, is such a badass group of people. And and even like Annie, who's come to us through Matt Walden, like the people that come on regularly, this is like a party. And like when you have a party at your home and you have good people there, you don't necessarily want the whole neighborhood to just show up and have a line down the block. It's just a good crew. And those people are going to know people. And then the next time there's going to be a couple people that person brings. And so I feel like it's growing nicely, but it's also like this really tight supportive, good mojo sort of space. And it's fun to come back here twice a week. Right, Tori? Right, Tori? It's a fiesta. Damn straight, it's a fiesta. So let's see who's on here, and let's see who's ready to hear some music. Cool. So it's White Shadow first, right, Tori? Is that where the fiesta begins? Is that the not? Is that the appetizer? Is that the quesadilla? Sweet. Cool. So I'm gonna cue up the music. Oh, and I'm gonna take these off, so it's gonna sound like fill in the blank. Like that's the one time during the live stream I'm not gonna drop the S-bomb. I don't know if this guy goes by Arma, White Shadow, if he's got some other sort of sneaky names that he's using. Well, let's ask him. Let's grill him. What's going on, Wesley? Yo, yo. Oh, you guys are buds? Rolling through YouNow. What time is it over there? I'm always curious. I don't know why this is like the first question that always pops on my mind when someone comes in here for the first time, but like you guys could be from anywhere in the fucking world. So I don't know, like, are you in New York? Are you in Zimbabwe? Like, where are you guys? Like, at least, like, what time of day is it? I am from the Ah. I kind of figured that's what you meant, and that's even how I read it. Oh, so it's like AP. You guys know Emma McGann? She's from the UK. You guys love it when we try and make fun of your accent. I'm from Virginia. I'm from Northern Virginia outside Washington, D.C., which probably means nothing. But yeah, like East Coast, but I live in L.A. Yes, I do. Thanks, Ruba. She's like, fuck it. This seems all right. USA for you. Thank you very much. So let's you know what? If you're bringing all these friends in, we'll make this entertaining for you guys. Normally this would be like, oh my God, what the hell? Where's White Shadow? Thanks, Ruba. So if you guys have any interest in music, let me know what they are, because once we start diving into music stuff today, I'll be like in my own little thing for the next hour. Oh my God, he messages me, he's coming. Cool. So if you guys are interested in certain things about music, it could be anything from like how does someone get signed to how are records produced to, you know, why does pop music tend to all sound the same, or anything like that, music related. Let us know what else we can explore with you guys. I'm a music journalist. I've worked in music a long time, play a bunch of instruments. I did what's called music supervision, so getting music for films, scored films, what else? Promotion for radio and touring and things like that. All that to say that I have a background in music, and happy to help anyone that's trying to figure stuff out about music. That's pretty much what this is about. It just happens to be more or less about live streaming for music. But we got a lot of smart people on here, by the way. Active. Oh yeah, we have a Discord. Thanks to Tori. We have a Discord, so you can drop us a line there. You have a hidden talent. Let us know. Bring them on. I'm reaching in here sometimes because I have an iPad at the moment, and so it's a touch screen. So I'm going to turn these off so it's kind of speakerish, and it's going to sound like ass for about an hour, but that's how we have this formatted at the moment, and it'll get better as we move forward. Let's see, let's turn this off. Can you hear me? Tori, can you hear me through the speakerphone? Good. Does it sound like... That's what we're going for. Come on, come on. Good. Okay. So the reason we did this is so that I can do things like this. And this is not, again, this is not going to sound great. Let's do this. Tori, can you post, I forgot to do this earlier. Can you post, what's going on, White Shadow? Can you post White Shadow's link so people can check it out? Thank you, Annie. I didn't even see who that was. How did you, I didn't even see you pop in. What's going on? Can we post White Shadow's link so that people have it handy? Thank you. If you click on that link right now, then if you're doing anything other than maybe a mobile device, you can actually listen to it while we're chatting away for the next few minutes and take a listen to the track that we're going to be talking about. It's a song that White Shadow did, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Worst case, even if you're on a mobile or a phone or whatever, just pop that into, I don't know, SoundCloud or whatever it opens up to, YouTube, and then you can listen to it for a few minutes and pop back in or back out. But it would be nice if you guys could listen to like the decent sounding version, because when we play it through here on the speaker, it's going to be like, I know, it doesn't sound all that great. But it does sound great because you just need to live in YouTube to make it sound great. So, White Shadow, you ready to go, bro? Let's do this, man. So we're going to talk through the song. It should be pretty self-evident. I don't think I need to like tell people what we're about to do. Let's hit this, man. Make sure you guys can hear me and I can hear him. What's up, dude?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. Can you hear me?
I bet. What's good, bro?
You're wearing your Amazon shirt, bro.
Yo, I've been gassed out, not gonna lie. I've been producing music like all day long. Just stopped right now.
Did you really?
Yeah, no shit.
Why don't you play something that you just did?
That I just did? Hold on. I think, yeah. I'll have to, wait, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. I think I can play it through my headphones or microphone, like through my computer, and still not make it sound shitty.
Yeah,
but hold on. I'll just try.
Yeah, if you're not set up to do it right now.
No, let me just know if you can hear me right now. Like, can you hear me right now? You can?
I can hear your voice, yeah.
Oh, you can hear me? I bet. Hold on. Maybe this should work.
This would be super cool, actually, because so you've been, what are you producing in? I can't remember what software you use.
I'm sorry. Go at it again.
When you're producing?
Yep.
What software are you using?
Ableton.
Oh, why didn't I know that? Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, now you do. Hold on.
I don't know why.
Wait. Let me know if you can hear this. I'm not sure if you can, but can you?
It's like somebody I can hear like 1%, hardly at all.
How about now?
Still like 2%.
None? All right.
That's okay. So the good news is like we can play some newer stuff next time if you want.
No problem.
Right. Yeah, we can't. That's okay. So we're gonna talk about a song today called "You Before."
Try You Before.
Let me just catch up with you, man, because like it's been a few weeks and you were on a little while ago. Like how's life, man? How are you doing right now?
I mean, I stopped broadcasting, not gonna lie, because I kind of gave up on broadcasting because it's not. I tried to like broadcast for a while, and like I discovered it's like too taxing for me right now, and so I'm just mainly focused on my own music, and I'm doing like whatever I can with my own music. So I wrote like 4 new songs like the last week. So I wrote one today as well, and I think it's been going great. I've been writing great songs. Like I'm happy how they're turning out, and life's been chill, I guess. I have more time to work on my music and not just broadcasting. Like broadcasting is cool and stuff, but it's you can't always write a song here. You can't always focus on your own music. You got people to talk to, you got people to entertain, and you can't always focus on yourself. So I've been just doing my stuff lately, and a lot of YouTube. Yeah, a lot of YouTube, a lot of new cover videos and stuff. So I sat down one night. I made around 40 videos. That
What?
was yeah, no shit.
Flimsy?
What?
Of what? Of music or just?
Yeah, cover videos.
Wow.
Yeah, I got this new, like my cousin had this tripod stand and a camera. So I was like, geez, what? All right, let's get it. Then I would just pop that thing on and just recorded a lot of songs.
So you have a tripod now.
Yeah, I do have a tripod and a camera, so that's
What
pretty dope.
camera did you get?
Say what?
Sorry, I'll give you a second because of the speakerphone. What kind of camera did you get?
Oh, it's a DSLR. It's Nikon 5100, I believe.
Amazing.
That's right. Yeah, I mean he had this. Like, can I borrow it? He's like, sure.
So when you're video, are you
hmm
getting your audio from the DAW from Ableton, or are you just getting it from the microphone on the?
No, so what I do is I record the video on the camera,
Yeah.
and at the same time I run Ableton, and so it's easier that way. I get the audio from there and then just compile them.
And how are you doing that exactly? Like, are you?
So like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, are you using OBS or something, or are you just doing it
No,
after?
no. So what I do is I just record the audio on Ableton, record the video on the camera, and then later, edit and stuff.
Ah,
I master the music as well, like on Ableton before I, put it out. Then export the file, and then I just, compile them. That's easy.
cool. Love it, man. I'm glad.
Thanks.
A second ago, I'm super happy for you because I agree. Like, I think sometimes you need to sort of turn certain things off in order to turn certain things on. And if you're
That's
writing
right.
songs a week, bro, I'm happy for you, and I'm glad.
Thanks, man.
How does that feel now that you're writing 4 songs a week? Like, do you feel like you're more in the zone and you're kind of happier?
I mean, like now it's kind of become, since I've been doing the songwriting challenge, right? So since then it's become kind of like a habit, and it's actually like if it feels kind of like a habit to be writing songs, just whenever.
Do you like writing by yourself, or do you like writing collaboratively?
I mean, I've never had the chance to collaborate with anyone, so I mean, I would be down.
Yeah,
like for sure.
So let's talk about this song, bro.
Yeah.
So here's what we did last time with. So by the way, Klemen, who I don't think you've met, but I'm gonna have you guys kind of meet today.
Bet.
He's doing the second one of these, and he's in the audience right now as well. So.
Oh right. Hi, Klemen.
I kind of teed this up with him last week a particular way, and it seems like it has a nice vibe. So I'm going to basically do the same thing with you. I'm going to pretend we don't know each other in a way.
All right.
And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so you have this song that, it's just one song of many, right? You're writing all the time.
That's right.
But I guess my question to kind of contextualize what we're going to talk about, so it's interesting for you and interesting for other people, is like, where would you like to be with your music? Let's say, but you're going to graduate in like a year-ish?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
That is a kind of a benchmark just for the conversation. So let's say you're graduating from bachelor's degree in a year.
Yep.
So you've got, let's say 12 months exactly, because it's like June, right? So in the next months, while you're still a student and have a reasonable degree of flexibility about
Uh-huh.
what would be like a goal for you with your music? And also, how does whatever that goal might be relate to this song? Is this song somehow reflective of a style you'd like to explore, or is it just one step of 1,000 steps you'd like to take over the next year? Like, where would you like to be with your music in a year, ideally? And how does this song kind of fit into that?
That's a dope question. All right, so this song includes like, that trance kind of vibe, the bouncy bass, the drop. So that stuff, like I'm a lot into like psychedelic music and shit. So like I like trance a lot. I like the bass. I like how bouncy it is. So I tried to connect that with the pop song I wrote. So the drop I had earlier was just a typical drop like you would hear in any trap song. So I changed that. Like I was just doing some things. I thought like I just downloaded this new preset from Splice, this bouncy bass. I'm like, all right, let's try this. So I just tried it on, and it sounded, oh shit. I just put on some kicks and stuff, and it just fit perfectly. I'm like, it was different. At first, it sounded kind of, off, but I thought maybe off is better. Then I'm like, all right, let's try this. So I checked in with Ativ as well. I sent him the song, and he was like, yo, that drop was good. Like, he was not expecting it. I'm like, there we go. That's right. I was not expecting it either. I was not expecting how it turned out, but it kind of did. So I was happy how it turned out. And I think, yeah, that song was pretty nice. I think I tried to do something different. And to be honest, I don't have like a blueprint. I don't have like a plan, like to what to do, where to go. I'm just ready to grab whatever and, whatever I can. So the drop is sick. Thank you, Tori. Appreciate it.
Tori loved that shit. When I sent it to her original, it was like, that drop's mad. Like, she was, and I hadn't even heard it. Like, don't ruin it for me. It's like when you haven't seen the movie yet, and they're like, oh my God, it's hard in the middle. And I'm like,
that's right.
So,
that's right.
What I'm interpreting from what you just said was, this is an example of kind of a new approach that you're taking to songwriting.
That's right.
I haven't heard a drop in any of the other stuff that I've heard so far, and you're digging that. You want to sort of push in that direction a little bit, but maybe you want to also combine that sort of songwriter, guitarist, or whatever other elements you have in your toolkit. You want to sort of blend those and have something different.
I'm trying to mix whatever I can to get whatever new thing I can. Like, I'm just trying to find my own unique stuff that I do, like my own style kind of stuff. So I'm just trying to taste new things, just try out different combinations, weird combinations, if you will. So, that is it.
So I'm gonna push you a little bit and ask you again, even though you may not have a blueprint, you may not have like like some goal that you've etched in stone.
That's right.
But just in 12 months, you're gonna graduate.
That's right.
In my personal experience, in my own life, in working with a lot of students over a period of time that have been in college and then they're not in college, there's a window while you're still in school, even though you feel like you're super busy and you got classes and you got all sorts of stuff that's like pulling at you. There's things that you can accomplish over the next 6 months that once that ends, there's going to be a dynamic in your life that changes, and all of a sudden you're going to feel you're going to feel a little more constrained about, oh, I should be getting a job, or I should go to graduate school, whatever the hell you end up moving into. Even if you end up becoming a professional musician immediately,
right? You
won't be able to have that. It's going to be different. So if you were to just have something in the next 12 months, that it doesn't have to be some huge grandiose thing. What would you like to do in those next 12 months to make the most of that window musically? Just like one thing that you'd like to say, oh, I'd like to, if everything went well, I'd like to at least be able to do X. Give me something that we could have.
I mean, I'd say release my own album or something. I'm not sure. I mean,
great.
Could be. Like, I mean, I've been working on a lot of songs, and like I have a lot of songs like I could just sing on my guitar, and I would like to produce them. I would like to, like release them as a whole, because I've never released like an EP or like an album. I've just released singles here and there.
Great. So release an EP in the next 12 months. EP is what, 5-ish songs?
Oh, that would happen. I was actually planning on doing it, so that's gonna happen real soon. So EP is out of the list.
What would you like to have happen with that EP?
I mean, probably get the attention everybody seeks. Probably,
Specifically, like, give me something that we could say that happened or didn't happen.
I mean, I get signed or something. That's what I can think.
I don't know. Do you want to get signed?
Of course, why not? Who the heck does not?
There's lots of reasons why not, but
oh shit, I had no idea.
But why do you want to get signed?
I mean, to maybe do music full time and like, yeah, some. Oh right, yeah. Now, oh shit. Now hold on. I'd like to rephrase. Not no. I just totally forgot the independent thing, and I've been thinking about that. So not signed. My ultimate goal would be to have like my own personal space, have like my own studio where I can just have the availability, I'd say, of equipments, of things, of just anything I need, and be able to do that. Because right now I don't have like a good recording equipment environment. My bad. So I'm not sure where to record, but there's like a bunch of clothes hanging around that side. So I'm thinking I was gonna record my vocals. I sent Atif the track that I was gonna play right now. So I think I'm gonna lay the vocals tonight. And I was thinking on doing it that side, and because you kind of might have noticed the vocals on You Before are kind of like messed up a bit. I'm not sure. Does it feel like it to you?
What do you mean?
Like, I think it's kind of it. I'm not sure. It just has this robotic voice, I would say. Like, okay. Somewhere, maybe there's just too much noise. Like whenever the words kick in, the noise kicks in. Maybe that. So yeah. So I think having your own space with all of your shit already together in 12 months. That's right.
Is pretty tough to do in 12 months. It's possible.
That's true. Yeah.
Getting signed is a pretty tough thing to do in 12 months while you're still in school, right?
That's right.
That doesn't mean those things won't happen. It just means that is there something that maybe it's releasing that EP or releasing that album, or maybe it's getting a cut, meaning producing a track with someone. Maybe it's Atif, maybe it's whoever that's right. Up doing something specific. Maybe it's to
find a breakthrough, if that helps.
Say that again.
To find a breakthrough, to finally get my breakthrough.
What kind of breakthrough?
I mean, to somewhere where I can do my music full time and like dedicate my all without having to think about something else, like without having to worry about a job or something like that.
Would you rather have your own space where you do that yourself, or would you rather go somewhere every day where someone else works with you?
I mean, I would rather have my own space. Who would want to go? Like, if an idea kicks in, I need to lay that down immediately. I don't want to go somewhere and wait for it to, kind of get messed up and on the way. Like, you know how it goes. Like, you have the flow,
Right.
So, yeah.
So maybe it's just having some equipment. You've got Ableton. Maybe it's getting enough of a setup at your home environment that you can make maybe more professional.
That's right.
Productions and be able to do stuff.
So what I've been thinking lately, because like once this course ends after the 1 year mark, I'm done with studies and stuff. Like I would be down to study music, but apart from that, I'm not doing anything, my family or anything. Nobody else says like I'm doing music full time. That's going to be for sure. So I was thinking of maybe, just buying some acoustic panels or something, maybe to get a better recording space maybe, and like have a few equipments and invest some money and, just take a shot and see where it goes from there. So I was thinking of maybe going home, but that makes no sense because my home is like a pretty small town and doesn't have anything like that. It probably has like one studio and like nobody fucking knows music production. I'm not sure. So like there's nobody to collab with and stuff. So like there's no interaction, no meeting, no vibe. So yeah, go ahead.
Question. So you live right now while you're in school, you're in Delhi?
That's right.
Now, Delhi's a big city. I've never been there, but you have probably a lot of people in Delhi that maybe, in LA or New York where it's also expensive and we're moving here to try and do things in music. Usually when you first graduate or whatever, and you're trying to get started, you pile in, maybe you guys get a room together or you get a loft or something and you split
That's
it
right.
up
right? So would you be down to say like, hey, let's find a few friends that are all really hungry like me?
Oh, of course, any day.
So that see, those things, there's a couple reasons why I'm taking the time to do this, even though this is technically about like, let's talk about your music, because if you have things that make sense to you about what you're trying to do with your music, then every single thing that you make helps get you closer to that, because in the back of your mind, you sort of worked it out. It doesn't mean you're married to it and have to do it.
That's right. Yeah.
But I like the idea, and Ativ can speak to this a lot, because, you know, he sort of had his own version of this. But, you know, if you're in school now and you've got 12 months, I have a lot of students that have been in the situation where they're in school and like they've got a certain amount of time, the clock's ticking, and then they have to sort of figure out a way to do it. So
I mean, I'm not, like, before you go on, like, I'm not in a rush. So like,
that's fair.
I mean, I don't care when the school ends. Like, it's gonna end in a year, and I don't know yet if I'm gonna get the scholarship at the end of it. And if I do, I go to fucking Spain, and all of this changes directions. So, I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I'm just doing whatever like life's throwing at me. I don't have anything planned. Like, it's all spontaneous, and like whatever happens. I'll work my way.
Okay. So again, if that's kind of where your head's at the moment, then we can just stay sort of in the present with the music. I guess from the standpoint of trying to sort of help you at all, there's a lot of different ways you can look at music, and most of it's more or less subjective. So if you have something you're trying to do, then I can guide my comments towards, well, if you're trying to do X, then maybe you could try this or this or this or this. If we don't have a specific destination yet, that's totally cool. Maybe it's a creative discussion about what you can do with the music and how to sort of build it from there.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I don't have anything in, you know, like specifically something planned, like what I'm going to do with my music, what type of music I want to make, because I like EDMs a lot. I also like pop. I also like kind of, you know, like, I don't know what kind of genre is, like, you know, like Someone You Love, maybe. What is that? Is it pop, electronic pop? What is it? I'm not sure.
I mean, most of the popular songs are going to be hybrids of some kind. So.
Oh wait, Jealous by Labyrinth. Heard of it?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that kind of song. So I actually wrote a song today. It's called "Come to Me," and that song's kind of slow. It's like really slow. So I tried something out with that style. Like, I've always had this upbeat stuff, you know, always going around with the guitar as well. So I thought maybe slow down, like explore my voice on that side, how better it gets, or like how it takes shape. So I've been trying a lot of new things, and let's see what.
So let's talk about this song. What are the things about the song that you think are the strengths of this song?
I mean, I'd say the production is pretty. Sounds good to me. I'm not gonna say it's pretty good. It sounds good to me.
The drop, especially, you like?
Yeah, I like the drop. That's right. It's different. It's got the bass I like. It's bouncy, so you know I can vibe.
What else do you like about the song? What else?
The ad libs, maybe, like how things are going around. The ear candies, maybe here and there. I'd say that, and the composition of the song, even though it didn't get recorded that well, but like what I had from Splice was the first piano you hear. That is all I had, so I built it entirely around that.
Got it.
So yeah, I mean, I like the song in like particular.
And is there anything about the song? I think you mentioned the vocals. Is there anything about the song that you'd like to either, I don't know, improve or build off of in any way?
I'd say maybe add more harmonies, like maybe throw in some chords and stuff. I'm not sure.
Cool. Dope. So we're gonna play it. Yeah, Klemen, bear with me. I think we went a little deep on this one, but are you tight on time?
I mean, you can both. I think we both can like guess together as well, like if that's okay to you.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Totally. We will. I just wanna give you a little bit of time as well. So
thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm gonna play your song.
The
sound kind of cheesy over a screen, but
I understand.
people a reference. And then, Tori, can you post White Shadows link one last time? Thank you for the likes, Tanisha.
There.
Okay, cool. So here's what it sounds like. Again, this isn't a great version of it. But if you go to the YouTube link or the tiny URL link, you're going to get a much cleaner version, right?
Right.
So here we go.
What phone is that? It's not that bad.
iPhone.
Of course. Wait, just to be clear, you never heard that song before?
I have.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
That's chill. I'm like, holy fuck, Peter is vibing to it. Jeez, he's gonna break that neck soon.
So I want to hear some other comments from people while that's fresh. I know that sounded like a little bit like meh, and if you go to your own device and listen to it, maybe
That's right.
It's gonna sound like for real because it's an EDM influenced track, so
That's
you
right.
hear a little bit of the bass and the good stuff.
That is
Curious,
right.
guys that are on here right now, before I start blah 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 blah, like tell me what you just heard. What do you like? Obviously, Tori loves the drop. I love the drop. Annie, what are you feeling on that? Klemen, bro, I want to bring you on right now. and I want you and I to chat about that track, because when I was first getting into your music, White Shadow, I was thinking
Yeah.
Klemen. Klemen is a DJ.
Oh
He's
shit.
many things, but he's a DJ by craft and has done that for a long time. Has a school. Am I allowed to say that? He has a DJ,
That is dope.
and he's a producer. He's got incredible ears. He's got a very good sensibility for blending that EDM and that pop thing in together.
Oh heck yeah.
And he's like got a really killer perspective, I'm sure, on what's going on right now. And he was giving you a lot of likes as well. So
Oh shit.
if you're down, I would like to rope you in and have and chat a little bit about this together. Let me know if that's cool with you. You down, Clemsy? Klemen is in
Get in here, Clemsy.
Slovenia. Let's do it, man.
Slow. Oh shit,
Yeah.
bro.
This is some international shit.
Bring it on now. Alright.
Klemen!
Hey,
Ooh,
what up?
look at the hair, bro. Oof.
Hey.
That looks dope.
It off with like massive hair shots. He's like, "What?" He's like, "How you guys doing?"
That is dope. That is dope.
Yeah,
White
just dodging.
Shadow, Klemen, meet White Shadow.
What up?
Hi, Klemen.
What's up?
Hi, Klemen.
What's up? How you doing,
Just
guys?
vibing.
So we're gonna be talking about this song a little bit. Thank you, Annie. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Andy. For real.
Comments.
Thank you.
Good to see you, bro.
Same here.
I think you and I have been on the same sleep schedule. It's like 3-4 hours a night ish, right?
Yeah.
And this guy too.
Midnight.
You wrote 4 songs this week, right?
Yeah.
Last week Arma,
The week-
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's mad.
when you're living it, it's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yay.
So
That is.
Klemen, what are your was that the first time you heard that song?
Yeah, I heard it. I went on YouTube because I'm a,
Yeah, that is right. You gotta get the feel.
yeah, exactly.
So tell us, you know what? Introduce yourself a little bit for people that are here and maybe don't know you yet. A little bit about your background and like where you're coming from, and then tell us what you heard on that song.
Okay. So as you said, as a DJ, I've played like 10 years. I've got 10 years of gigs, so I've done some shows around the world, like 13 countries, I think.
God damn.
Yeah, I played like some of the big festivals were Ultra Europe, if you know it, Hideout.
Bro, that's messed up.
So yeah,
That's
I've been
crazy,
doing
man.
that as a living. Thanks, man. And I have my own studio because I'm, really focusing on production as well.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I started production first, but the DJing part kind of escalated quicker. I've also I met Peter in like when I went for LA for Create Music Academy. By the way, that was the best shit that happened. That was mad. So yeah, ever since I've been, digging a lot into production. So I've been, being in the studio all day, just making music, producing with other artists, writing your own stuff.
That's right.
Stuff like that. So yeah, what goes for a song? It does catch attention. I gotta say,
Okay.
It does catch attention. It's interesting.
Thank
I
you.
didn't expect the drop at all. Like it kind of caught me off guard. That's the first maybe upgrade that I would recommend thinking about. And that would be maybe just I would maybe start building tension like 16 bars before, just to kind of get that anticipation and make the drop even bigger, hit harder, not just hit, from kind of nowhere, but give it the I don't know how is it called,
the suspense, the build up kind of thing.
yeah, exactly.
But like if you build up, it's not that spontaneous anymore,
I'm not saying like an EDM build up in like arrangement part, like just something. It could be back reverbs. It could be even taking away the last bar, maybe last 2 bars. Taking away and just leaving a big reverb or something back reverb, something happening that the drop is more anticipated and then sounds bigger. And
oh heck yeah! I mean, I have not released the song on any other platform except for YouTube, so I just usually wait for people's opinions and stuff, and I kind of see how it goes. So I'll work on that.
What's your opinion, Peter?
So I want you to talk about something, Klemen. let's talk about arrangement, because that's kind of what you're dancing around.
Yeah.
So the arrangement is sort of a fancy word that just means what, you know, the order things come in, and more or less how you tell the story. If it's like an arc of a story, what parts of the story you bring in at different pieces, and how you develop that. That's a really big part of having a commercially successful record, or even just an artistically successful record. So, Klemen, there's, you know, you learned a lot about arrangement, and there's you know, in pop music, there's an EDM influence in that arrangement that has a certain sensibility to it, right?
Yeah.
How do you think that applies here? And do you think it's worth looking at how a typical EDM influence arrangement might inform how this song is working?
I would rather look. Yeah, I think it does hit the EDM arrangement, EDM pop arrangement. I wouldn't take an EDM song as a reference, though. I would take EDM arranged pop songs.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, like Uptown Funk. It has the drop. It has This is the kind of reference I would take for how you know I would build the energy about.
And what is the biggest? Now, Uptown Funk is obviously not an EDM song.
Yeah,
not an EDM song, but the way it's structured is influenced by EDM structure.
Yeah.
But what is, if we pinpointed the major difference between how a song like that is happening and a song like this happened, what do you think it is?
I think it would be the hook versus the drop. So, like in pop arrangements, the hook happens, where in EDM arrangements, the drop happens. I mean, it has the same importance, same role. It's the leading point of the song. The drop in EDM and the hook in the pop arrangement.
So,
right.
If I were to reword that a little bit, White Shadow, this is kind of
Yeah.
When you look at a traditional pop song, I mean, anyone who listens to pop music knows that like the hook is kind of like what it's literally called the hook for a reason. It kind of it's
Hooks you.
arguably the most important part of the song. It's the most
That's right.
part of the song. It's kind of the anchor in the song.
I feel you.
I mean, generally speaking, there's not like rules. This isn't like you have to do it this way. But typically, in songs that are informed by EDM sounds and arrangement, they don't use hooks quite the same way. The drop plays the role of that hook. The drop is
Right.
you're like, boom.
Mm-hmm.
So in your song, what I noticed, and probably what Klemen noticed, is you've got both. You're doing it as if you've got a couple hooks, and it's structured as if like, oh, there's a hook again, cool. And you've got drops. You follow?
Yeah,
And
that's right.
To me, it's almost like you're diluting the power of each of those, because you've got them both in there, almost competing for our attention, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Right? Now, maybe that's intentional, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But from the standpoint of like making a song become something that people can't get out of their head, you know, it's almost like if you have a movie with two main characters. That can work.
Okay.
But it's very delicate now. Now you have to really make sure that each character complements and makes sense, and they develop and stuff like that. So one choice you could look at is you could look at a song, whether it's this song or another song that you do, maybe because you're more in creative mode right now, so you don't necessarily have to revisit this song and unpack it and retry it. But maybe on the next song you do, you can try an EDM type vibe, and instead of trying to put hooks in there, don't worry about hooks. Just make the drop fucking killer. Because an EDM style arrangement, the drop either carries the song or it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then so making a song where you're trying to put both in there is actually damn near impossible.
Okay.
Where they're both kind of equally weighted is almost impossible. Usually one needs to be sort of dominant.
Wait, so I was actually, really confused about if I should have put in the vocal chop with the bouncy bass that's going on in the background. So I mean, I did try it without it. It sounded just fine. But I don't know, some part of me just wanted to keep the vocal chop as well.
Then you could try pulling the hook out entirely. And I know that sounds like, why would
Maybe.
you pull the hook out entirely? But if you listen,
Uh-huh.
there's ways of either pulling the hook out entirely or making the hook somehow support the drop.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the hook comes in and it isn't quite as emphasized in the arrangement as the drop is.
Maybe what I could do is for the first 4 bars, maybe like the first 4 bars of the drop, I could maybe remove the vocal chop, and when the drums kick in, maybe I could just put it back on. So that way, maybe the drop gets the more tension at
Clemen,
first.
what do you think?
It would work then as a like kind of hook post row, so that could work. I went to listen real quiet right now. I wouldn't remove the vocals completely from the first part.
You
though.
mean the verse?
No, I'm
No,
saying
You
the
mean
vocal
the
chops.
hook.
My bad. Yeah, in a
Got it.
drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't remove them. Maybe I would, change them just to add on, certain parts, just to add to, not to be, uninteresting, not interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would keep some of it definitely there, but it's definitely a good idea, worth trying, to move
So
it for maybe 8 bars.
So maybe chop the vocal chop in parts, and just maybe give a glimpse of it in the first 4, and
Yeah,
then just give it entirely. All right, I see.
yeah, maybe that could work.
I want to
That
throw
could-
out an
yeah.
idea, Klemen, and I want to get your take on this. What if the drop was actually like, what if you pushed it back and it didn't actually happen until towards the latter, maybe third of the song? So it's kind of this, it's a singer-songwriter kind of vibe, and then, oh shit, 70% in, you get that drop, and people go, oh fuck, I wasn't even
Ready for that.
do you what do you think of that idea?
Are you
I
asking
mean-
me or Arma?
Yeah, Klemen.
Okay. I mean that in theory I think works. I don't know if it would work with this one, to be honest.
Yep.
Because I think a lot more vocal should be written.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's definitely a cool feeling, to lift it up, and it makes sense, to do a contrast to the first part in the third, as Peter said.
Yep.
So it could be worth trying, but it would need a lot of work that might not pay off, I think, for this case, for this song specifically. But I think some changes in arrangement would be very welcome, because to me it seemed a bit confusing.
Yeah, I agree, Klemen, and I would say another word for that confusing is, more specifically, if you just go through your song, White Shadow, and listen to it moment by moment, there's sections. There's a section this is happening, and then it goes up a little bit, then it goes up a little more, then it goes down. Then
Yeah.
and so if you map that out in your mind or on a piece of paper,
Mhm.
it's confusing a little bit. It's a little bit the dynamic of it, from sort of like not so intense to more intense to less intense to more intense, is it's not as sticky as most of the songs that you probably listen to that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and listen to how those songs work. There's a certain way that they build up tension and release it, and yours is a little bit like up and down the whole time,
Right.
which
Right,
makes
so-
it difficult for the average human brain to keep their attention focused on your song. Just that doesn't mean you can't write a song that way. It means
Yeah, that's right. I feel you.
there's reasons why 3.5 minute style songs
Mm-hmm.
tend to follow certain basic contours.
Arrangement, rhythms. Yeah, I feel you.
They tend to build up and then build up some more, and then there's kind of a climax, and then it wraps up. It's just like a movie does.
And more of
A
a
movie has 3 acts. A song typically has 3 acts. You don't have to follow some sort of structure, but the human brain likes that structure. So even if you're at least teasing some of that structure, it will make the average brain follow along a little easier. But
Right.
kind of up and down the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
even unconsciously, even if we're like trying to want to keep listening to it, it's harder
Right. So like I don't really know a lot about like building tension and stuff and like how to
Yeah,
release tension.
that's
I
not
mean,
you do. You know
I
the
mean,
listen, you know the
yeah,
between like the early parts of the song where it's just you and the piano, and then
mm-hmm.
you bring in some hi-hats, and then you hear the hook, and that
That's right,
you know these are different levels of intensity.
right,
And you know how to do that. It's not that you don't know how to do that or understand it. So
okay,
is being conscious of like, oh, this is now, this is now more intense than the section, which is more
mm-hmm.
intense than the section before it. And just
Right,
knowing, being aware of those, how you're stacking tension and bringing it back down, being conscious of it rather than just, maybe we'll do this next. Maybe we'll do this next. Maybe we'll do this next. Actually seeing it,
right,
almost like zooming out and seeing the whole landscape instead of just being on the mountain and then going to the next mountain. Make sense?
yeah, makes
So,
sense.
I mean, I don't want it to get too heady, but I would say for the next few things that you write, what
Yeah,
you do is just as you're writing it, just start to become aware, like, okay, this is like, I'm going to go from section A to B to C or whatever you call it. And I want B to be intense and then C to be more intense. And then I want to bring it back down. Whatever you do, just be aware you're doing it is step one, I think.
right,
If
okay,
And also, I would put as another piece, go back to some songs that you love.
mm-hmm.
You don't even know why you love them or what doesn't.
Yeah, I always do that. Like I feed off of them.
So this time, instead of just enjoying them and taking them in and intuitively like, I just love how that song does things, do the same thing. Listen to the song and just in whatever level you are able to, like this section, and then it kind of goes up. Oh, but then and just pay attention to how the energy goes up and down on a song you love, and do that a few times. And just that process will be, you'll start to see it a little more than you saw it yesterday.
So wait, hold on. So I like now that I've begun with the production and stuff, like my brain always functions in like breaking down whatever I hear. Like even if it's the basic, everyday sounds, like I just keep on breaking sounds, like what all things are going on here and there. So there was a song called Scars. If you look on my YouTube, Klemen, if you could like maybe pull that up on your speakers because they have like pretty good bass and stuff. So I wait, what song was it? Yeah, have you heard the song "Waiting for Love" by Avicii?
let me refresh my memory. I'm sure I did.
"Waiting for Love" by Avicii. Yeah, so that was the song I saw this, like I listened to it. Like I mean, obviously I had known the song for like quite some time, but then I listened to that song, and this time I tried to replicate the arrangement and just change the instruments around. Like same arrangements, what type of things are having, just different sounds. So I made a song called Scars. If you can maybe look it up on my YouTube, maybe play a bit of it. I'm not sure, Klemen, if you can. Like, and yeah.
Edit.
What is this crackling?
Thank you, Tori.
Spark.
Yeah, this does make a lot of sense arrangement wise, energy wise, actually.
Pause that for a second. Yeah. So, did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
And I bet part of the reason that he says it makes sense, whatever that means, but we all know what that means, is that you followed a song that you loved arrangement-wise, right?
Right.
And it's not about like, doing it the way it works and doing it the right way, but if you can more deliberately take arrangements that you like, the way you did on this one, and utilize some of those things that make that song powerful for you on your own songs.
Maybe even
exercise.
Maybe even a very good way I do it sometimes, and I've seen a lot of producers do that. Because you could go in and say, okay, that would, kill my creativity or something. But
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
yeah, I know. That's why I'm mentioning it, because we're all like that, artists, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's good, when I do, let's say, an 8-bar, 16-bar thing, and I see where it's leading,
Mm,
I try to find that song then. What feeling it has, what kind of vibe do I want it, what kind of energy do I want it? Do I want to have calm breaks? Do I want to, have the song drive throughout without, taking out stuff, just doing it with fills? And then I take a reference track on it, and then I look at that arrangement to inspire me, or maybe even, do it in a same way, slightly different. That can sometimes also work. Once you have your vibe that you created that just,
Yeah.
flew out of you spontaneously, then you
That's
go ahead,
right.
go and look at it. Okay, what vibe does this give me? What direction should I take? How should I, control the energy throughout the song? Because that's what arrangement is, what Peter was, showing with the hands earlier.
Uh-huh.
It's like you can look up for energies, pop song energy, arrangement energy graph, and you'll see, how much energy you should have left. In the first hook, you don't put everything in. You have that, you save that for the last hook, right? So you can see how
Right.
the energy flows through the song. So it's all for keeping, your interest, your because people are listening music. You know how they are listening music. A lot of them. You should keep their attention. They should not get
So like keep adding more stuff, slowly keep giving them more and more, but slowly in parts.
But did that make sense, White Shadow? That what Klemen, what I heard you say, dude, was, write from your heart. Don't overthink this stuff. And as you're in the middle of a song and you're like, okay, this is coming along. I have this vibe. I have this thing. Then when you get to a point where you're like, okay, now I'm ready for a little bit more outside input. Maybe you can visit a song that you were saying, and then be like, oh, interesting. They were doing this. Maybe I can use that in this song. So it's not. It's still coming from you. But when that
If I could explain, maybe making your own type of drink and then just pouring it into a different container. Maybe so the drink
container
is made by you, and then I can feed off of somebody else's arrangement.
The way I understood it is like, let's say you're making a drink and you're making that recipe, and you're like, well, I'm liking this. I'm not sure if this is be sweeter or not. Then maybe you go to a bar where they have a really good mixologist and say, give me your best whatever. And then you sip that and you go, and then you try yours and you're like, add a little, but it's still.
That's right.
And it's 99% yours.
That's good.
Shit. But then you're like, oh, but you know what I'm going to take is I'm going to take that little bit of this and that, and I'm going to put that.
Yeah. I fuck with that.
You couldn't put it in words better. That's exactly
there
what
we go.
Cool. I want you to continue to talk, and I'm super excited that you're sort of officially meeting and whatnot. I think you guys have very complementary skill sets, and I'd love to, you guys are connected, so consider yourself connected. If I can help, let me know. So, dude, Arma, White Shadow.
Yep.
Thank you for sharing your music, bro. We always appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thank you for even listening to it, man. It means a lot.
Is there anything else that you feel like we can assist with on this song, or anything for the discussion to kind of wrap it up?
I mean, I don't know. Is there? You tell me.
No, I think. No, I'm super stoked that you were here, and you're absolutely always welcome. Thank you for coming in, and you're always welcome.
Thank you for having me, man.
Other songs that you're working on. If you're stuck, if you want to get some feedback, if you want to get we're here to. The song sounds amazing. We wouldn't have had it on if it didn't sound great. The whole point of this is how to get it from great to super great.
Thanks. So wait, again, just wrapping this all up. So what exactly am I supposed to do with the track? Go back, see places where I can, just play with the tension, with the energy, and maybe balance out.
Let me ask you this. This isn't a homework assignment. This is for you.
Right.
Do you want to go back to that track?
I mean, I could. I have to. I was thinking of releasing this song with as an EP, because I haven't released it anywhere else except for YouTube. So I have to anyway work on it. I was thinking of redoing the vocals. Maybe if tonight sounded better than, maybe recording it right now where I am.
Yep.
And maybe with some clothes in the background so that can absorb some, sounds I don't need from here and there, the noise. So I was thinking if that sounded better, maybe I'll just re-record the vocals and, maybe add some more harmonics here and there, just do some stuff and see how it goes. So, yeah. I mean, I will have to go back to that track anyway. So, yeah.
Cool. And then, Klemen, what do you think?
I think the first step would definitely be, going through and identifying the energy level, what you have, just seeing the song as from trying to see the song from an objective perspective. How does your energy flow? Does it get you bored at a point, and why? And then you see what you fix, because it's always what I learned through years is you always do something with a reason at a certain point, right? Where the song is crafted and like drafted and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You just, you have to have the right perspective, not to just waste time on doing stuff, right? It's better to see, that's my opinion. It's better to see what the song needs, analyze it, and then add that. Try a couple different ways on how to adding that feeling, because it's always about the feeling, what is lacking or what is too much there, right? Or maybe something is too much and the feeling is not, pushing through, like whatever the case is. But yeah, I would that would be my first step for sure. I always take songs and, I just have things written down like this, a lot of things, from color to words that associate me with the feeling, with the vibe of the song.
Man.
And then I go in. I go like, I always listen do I hear it in a hall? Do I hear the vocal in a room? Do I feel it spacey? Do I feel it like that? So I always write those stuff down first day or first 2 days before I get my hands on the project. So, I know what I'm doing and I know what is there that I want to emphasize actually at the end of the day. So I think that would be the best thing you could do.
I love it.
I mean, I just write down stuff all day long. Like I'm not like even right now on my notes, I just pulled it up. I think I have like 7 or 8.
And
Like these are all empty titles of songs that I'm gonna write. Like it's just anything that works. So I just wait, hold on. And like I also like change colors and stuff. Like what kind of vibe? Like Come to Me, the song I was talking about, that's an orange. So that's kind of like a more slower version. Like I do that a lot. Like I have a lot of whenever I think of a vibe, I just write down that feeling, that anything that inspires me, or like if I saw maybe something as simple as a fucking pillow and something inspired me, I'm just gonna write it down, like the word on my notepad, and then when I go back to it, I just keep building on it.
Triggers.
Heck yeah, triggers. That's right. Like more like cue points. As a DJ,
Yeah.
Always.
I like Klemen's idea. If you're gonna retrack the vocal, the version that I heard, the original one, is a little pitchy, meaning specifically you're a little flat occasionally.
Okay.
You're a little under the note. So I mean, not a deal breaker, but if you're going to re-record it,
yeah,
try and go back and listen to what I just said, and go and identify where you might not be right on that note. And I'm not talking about using auto-tune or fixing it.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm saying listen and just even if it's just 5% closer to the home note, try and hit the actual tones a little. Not most people may not even notice it, but if you're gonna, this could be a song that's on your EP, so we want it, you want it to
sound the best it can.
So I like your idea of just kind of listening to it and maybe just take one listen and just jot down, like it goes from here to here to here to here to here to here to here. Just have something that's a reference in your mind, and then when you retrack it, try and nail those pitches a little more on the verse.
What I had in mind was like I would just leave the harmonies like that, and just like the main lead vocals, I just redo it all.
Yep.
And maybe just add more stuff here and there.
Right. Sing from your diaphragm on the verses.
I'll be back in a sec.
All right, brother. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of does. I mean, I'm not that experienced, not to be like, to be honest, but yeah,
just
kind of does.
Just merely concentrating on the tone itself, improve it like 20%, 30%, without even knowing why you're doing it or how you're doing it. Just will get you there. So yeah, man, like bring it back in a week or two, and we'll listen to it again.
Bet week or two? What the? I'm gonna do it
maybe
soon.
Well, it's just we're booked. I mean, I think we have.
Oh shit! It's all good. Then it's all good.
Yeah. But I mean,
I was like, nah.
Whenever you're.
Of course. Thank you.
Free. Lady Llama is in the house. She has a little showcase channel. Are you guys connected? You guys are probably connected.
Llama, yeah.
Llama? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Wait, so how long has Klemen been producing for?
Say that again.
How long has Klemen been producing for?
I'll let him answer that question because there's layers to that. I mean, I think he's been doing it for years, but I think
when was he
Go ahead.
and Atif like with that create production thing?
Yeah, they were part of a music production school in LA, and that's actually how that's how they met. That's how they connected.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pee. Tell
I just did that.
Your background in production.
So like, are we going turn by turn? What the fuck is happening?
And then we'll listen to your track.
Okay, I didn't really hear what are we discussing? My bad.
Yeah, so I just asked him how long have you been producing for?
Your background as a producer.
Yeah.
Background is producer. Oh my god, that goes way back, man. That goes.
How long?
That goes back. I'm 28 now. That goes back. I started rapping actually when I was 7th grade, which is like 13, maybe something like that. And then I started I started producing for myself. I remember a classmate. He was like, "Oh, you know Reason? Do you know maybe Reason Propeller Head software?"
I don't know. I don't know.
So
I'm pretty new to this game.
It's one of the softwares I started with. So he gave it to me on a CD, cracked.
Right.
I hope the police doesn't get me for it. So he gave it on the CD to me. I installed it and I was just playing around with it all day. And then it, essentially started, not essentially, quite fast. It started to grow. So, I worked into a bar just to get, enough money to buy studio monitors, to buy machines, to buy, everything. Because we used to start on hi-fi speakers, so it was kind of shitty. So yeah, then I quit the job. I had enough, earning. I started DJing like when I was 16, 17. I started DJing. So I started getting gigs quite fast. I entered 3 competitions and won all 3 of them. So that landed me some contracts, which brought in some money, to invest into music.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, fuck this shit. I'm all in. And this was 5 years ago. In June, I think. When I took this place that I have right now, just made a studio out of it, and being a full-time musician ever since. Up at my company a year after. But yeah, it's funny because for quite a long period of time, I was doing everything by my ear, not really knowing any music theory or anything.
Yeah, that is me right now.
Yeah, how do you manage it? Like, what's the?
I mean, I started with the production and thing like I'd say 7 months ago, most probably 7 months. So before that, I had no idea what I did not even know how to export a fucking audio file. Like I had no idea. I was a complete beginner. And then I bought a laptop, and then I had this friend whose friend was a producer. So I think it was 7 months ago that I started producing and stuff. Like I came on this game, still learning and stuff every day. Just trying. I follow a lot of Kashmir music. Like he has a lot of dope production.
Yeah.
So and also a lot of good tutorials online. So yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot of music theory and stuff. I'm not like anything. I just do whatever my instincts tell me. So like it's more of what happens kind of thing. Just go with the flow. So with the melodies as well, I see there's a lot of tricks and stuff, but it's just all instinct with me. So I don't know any music theory, but I think Atif suggested me to it'll up your game a lot if you learn it. So I've been on that a while, like for quite some time.
I would strongly advise you that, man.
I've been doing it.
When I first spoke to Peter, he's like, "You want to come June or July?" And I'm like, I want to come July for sure because I already paid my piano classes. Because
Right.
I'm not going to fucking LA with, not being really comfortable with the basics actually, and it sped up my workflow, the idea drafting workflow like 3 times, because I used to take 2 to 3 days to draft the full idea, right? I made it first day, so it was an inspiration trigger for the changes next day, and those were closer but not there yet, so I had to come in the 3rd day usually, to just clean it up, and that was just a basic idea. So right now I do like the full beat. Sometimes I write half of the song, make a demo in 1 day with an artist.
Dang.
So yeah, that really sped up the process. Not that only, but that was the big part of it. So
That is dope, man.
Yeah.
I've also been a lot into DJing, like for the last couple of weeks. Like the reason I know cue points was from a video I watched online. I really like DJing and stuff. Like I mean, most producers also know how shit works here and there. So I was trying to, just imagine myself someday at a show and like just doing that shit. So I was like, all right, let's check this out. So I just pulled up a couple of videos, man.
You can benefit from it a lot as a writer or producer because you're playing music to the end customers. You can see the reaction of people on different songs in a different mood.
Shit.
Yeah. So you can see, they picked up on that bass, and it was just the bass hitting and the kick hitting, and I never thought that could work in a club, just the kick and the bass hitting, literally nothing left, nothing else. But when you give them that after a high build-up, where they didn't anticipate it, that kick and that bass hit that much harder, so that works. And if I would be here sitting in the studio, I would never say that would work. I would say, this is just an idea. We should maybe put something on top of it, and so it's really cool because you're able to really get the vibe of what people are consuming.
So do you play your songs when you do gigs and stuff?
Yeah, but not my songs only. Because I don't have.
That is right. I mean, but like, do you also experiment and like just see how people react to it?
Yeah,
so, like, oh shit, that is dope.
I actually never have a pre-prepared set.
I
have like 2 USB sticks with 64 gigs of music. They're doubles. If something gets wrong, we gotta have a backup.
That's right.
I always go. I don't have my music sorted, in genres and then in gears. I always have it by vibe. Melodic, anthemic, emotional,
You do it by key or BPM?
Yeah, BPM for sure.
Key?
That's what I was
checking. So it doesn't go off. I have it analyzed by key, but then the other sorting is more important to me. That I have it. When I play R&B, I always have the sorting on BPM. Because, it's brought from 60 to 180, actually.
Yep.
Right.
So like, isn't you guys' job like to start off slow and then keep building up? So like, you always have to play by the BPM.
I mean, depends. You can play with the BPM. You can play with the moods. Like, I don't know if I understood your question correctly though. Now that I answered it,
it's all right. Like, this last question though before I go off to have some dinner. Like, I'm really hungry. So, if I start DJing now, how long does it usually take? Like, obviously depends on a lot of practice. The more you practice, the type of skill you have. But on an average, how long does it take for somebody to get into DJing and be good at it?
It mostly depends on how self-initiative you are, right? If you're a self-learner, that's...
If I'm doing it 24 hours a day, that's for sure.
Okay.
So how long would it take?
I think to cover the basics, which is the technical stuff, right? That would take you like a month to get comfortable with the equipment, and then like 3 months, 2 months to get the basics done, which is quite fast.
And I'll also mention, so Arma's really talented on the guitar. So as far as like hand-eye and timing and all that, kind of like doing 5 things at the same time, he'd probably learn a little faster on the DJ tip than like the average person.
Yeah,
I'm a fast learner. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I think you could get it down pretty fast. Like, if you compare DJing to production, and I'm spitting in my own soup, or how do you say it, is very easy compared to production.
Never considered spitting in my own soup, but yeah, it works.
Well,
yeah, it's a direct.
Klemen, do you? I know you have a DJ sort of a school that's literally just physically at where you are, but
Yeah.
do you ever have online things that you do or anything that
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
you might be able to learn from yet?
I have thought about it, but not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm trying to establish, get a good establishment of the physical school first.
Yep.
And couple years, and then I think I can go online. I should go online, I think.
You should.
There's ways in
Of course.
between. There's like steps in between. Like you were on for Guillermo last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like before he has like sometimes just one-on-one stuff that he'll do with people instead of having some big online virtual class or whatever. So anyway, if you guys can connect and learn more from each other or collaborate in whatever way, like I'm super stoked about it, and I'm glad.
Thanks for hooking us up, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for all the fucking advices you guys gave. Like, it just means a lot. Like, no shit. I would take, if somebody gave me options, criticism and over like compliments, I'd choose criticism any day. Like, it's just so much better.
That's
So,
growth.
thank you. That is right. That is growth. Criticism is growth. So thank you for giving me all those, crazy ass professional advices. I'll just keep on working. Also, I know I already said last, but total last. What is the best beginner? Because I've been really thinking of buying one. So I'm not sure if I should, but like it's just too much thought. And I did I forgot to tell you guys, but I won 2 competitions lately. 3 competitions, like singing competitions.
Wow.
And I pulled in some
Congratulations.
cash, man. Thanks, man. I pulled in some cash. I was not expecting it, but like I pulled in some cash. So
Wow.
I'm planning to buy, maybe something. So if I were to buy, a DJ controller, whatever you say it, which one should I go for?
If you were to buy a little something, then I would say DDJ 400 Pioneer.
Bet.
It's
Yeah.
250.
Yeah.
Something
I
like
checked
that.
it. I checked it online. A lot of people suggested, but like I wanted to get somebody, somebody's
Yeah,
been doing.
a lot of people, also a lot of my students, I think 3 or 4 of my students have this specific controller, and my friend bought it as well. And I had the first version of it way back like 5 years ago, and it was crap. But this one looks really dope, and I like really dope for its price.
Bet.
And I tried it also, and it works well. A lot better
What's the model number, or what's the name of it again?
DDJ 400.
Yeah, let me write it.
DJ 400.
Yeah.
You
That's
trying to
right.
learn, Peter?
I don't know. I just thought.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Clemsy.
Anytime.
That's right.
People to see it, and if they're interested.
Yeah.
And it's
All right, man.
US.
Say what?
It's 250 US. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's
I'm
euros.
not sure.
I don't know how much.
No, I think it's $330.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, we have different
Oh.
pricings.
All right, Arma. I know you got to eat, brother.
Here. Yo, I think I really gotta go now
Go
because
go get something to eat, man.
dinner. Yeah, that's what.
It's like 2:30 there or something.
It's
See you
noon.
around, man.
It's fucking hell. It's noon. It's midnight.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, and you guys are just awesome, and thanks for all the advices and stuff. And take care, yo.
Will do.
Much love.
Nice
I-
meeting you, man.
Klemen, I'll text you on Instagram.
All right, perfect.
Tori, I'm not sure if I know him on Instagram. Could you text me his email? ID or something.
Yeah, I'll get you connected.
I bet. Thank you, man. Take
All
care.
right, later, man.
Later.
See ya. All right, Clemsy.
All right.
That was fun, man.
Yeah, it was.
So who we got in here? Lady, it's good to see you. Lady Llama's, man, she's got a lot going on YouNow. She's doing a bunch of what's up, Ugona. Ativa's still hanging. Ben Hansen, you said you do sorry, you said it a second ago and then it registered and then I totally forgot. You do something with music production or music lessons or something, Ben?
I think he's a vocal coach.
Oh, vocal coach. Okay. Lady Llama's a songwriter. We need to get you on here sometime soon, huh? And yes, and you have is it what we call it, a showcase or a what's your You have something where you come in and people sing, talent show kind of a thing that you're doing. And I think you're performing a lot with other people, like on their showcases and stuff too, right? Llama. So cool. Let's. Yeah.
By the way, when I opened YouNow, you were on trending first in music.
That's because it was you bringing all the trends.
Yeah, it was just when I came up, so
Dude,
I doubt it.
If a DJ walks into a party, the party's cool.
Yeah. Okay, that's
how
true.
that shit works. Every once in a while, we trend. All right, dude. So your song, because oh shit, we're like so late. I was supposed to get on a call at 11:30. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I was supposed to go meet someone 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. So let's do this. I have 10. Look at this shit, man. I have 10 messages.
You want me to WhatsApp it to you
in the last half an hour? Do you have time to do this? You want to do this? You want to do it another time? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
He's like, no, man. Let's. We're already here. Let's fucking do this thing, man.
We're already here.
We're already here, man. No. Okay. So, you said you didn't necessarily revisit this at all, but we were going to explore it a little more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to play it one more time for people that didn't hear it last time. I'm going to do that right now. What key is this in?
I'm changing the hook for sure.
So why do you say that?
Listening through it, I do that a lot of times. I record it with my phone because when you listen through it like that, the sound quality doesn't affect your opinion about it on it. So you can hear how the energy is flowing
more objectively.
Yeah.
like the sonics of it. It sounds like shit. It doesn't matter, but you're getting like
Yeah, exactly. By the way, it's in F minor.
It's an F minor.
F minor, but it's I put a little 50 cent in it. I transpose it 50 cents down.
Yeah, because you're right in between. Hold on.
Yeah, right between F and
You put it right in the middle.
yeah.
Hold on.
It just sits.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it just sits better. It's first time trying that actually.
Okay. Well, now it's an E minor.
You transposed it?
So what do you why did you say you want to change the hook?
Like I have another vocal take. This is all freestyles, right? All improvisation, improvising. But I have another take which I forgot about it, and I found it recently, and I'm like, oh, this part really works well. This has the most energy. And then I go back listen to this, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta switch this. And now hearing it through the phone speaker, my bad, I got a call. Yeah, it really emphasized the necessity of it to me.
So what would you like to have the hook or top line do differently, just generally speaking?
I think right now the full song is quite melancholic, except for that running part, where the instrumental changes. The vocal over it, on top of it, is melancholic as well. I'm gonna change that for sure. I'm gonna contrast the full top line with that part. So I'm probably gonna do some deeper voice over there, more rhythmical, because everything is flowy, melodic. So I'm the third. I'm trying to do that, and then it goes back into the melodic stuff. So it should kind of, with the vibe, it should follow the instrumental, right?
I noticed that almost the entire song you're kind of in the same range.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It gets a bit,
Still sounds. Hold on. Right.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, I think I should get some of that as well. The higher.
Well, I just played things that are already there, but what I'm saying is, I mean, are you approaching this in a sort of traditional songwriting top line sort of thing, where you wanted to maybe go up
a fifth up? Not really.
Okay.
I don't think that would work I don't see it that way. It could work probably if someone who, knows how to do it feels it, but I don't feel it for this song that way. I wouldn't take it like a fifth or a third higher. Yeah. Maybe do some rhythmical stuff, so it's a bit more intense, a bit more, it should, it should differ from the verses.
So in other words, it's more of a rhythmically driven track than a melodically driven track.
I think it's quite a melodically driven track, especially the vocal.
Well, then you checkmated yourself in a way, because if you're keeping the idea that it's melodically driven and you're not going to approach it in a way where you're kind of creating some contour in some way with that melody, and the melody is in your mind carrying the song, then that's you've set yourself up for a challenge. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So if you were to say to me, no, it's mostly a rhythmic track, it's a vibe, it's not necessarily a banger, but it's like there's a vibe to it, and the melody's just sort of there and almost in the background just to add some contour, then I could see kind of almost playing back with the melody and letting it kind of just be a vibe, not a melody in that sense.
Yeah.
But if it's a melodic song and you're hearing basically the whole time, meaning it's kind of in that same range-ish the whole time, and there's a little bit of intensity, a little bit of it, but not a lot of change,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to keep someone's attention unless you flip it and you're staying in that range, but your rhythmic and your contour
Flip it, yeah.
just gnarly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm. This is what I'm like. Me personally, I'm more fan of that. When people do something, you know, throughout the song and it's in the same range throughout, maybe even 4 or 5 notes, but where they add, you know, where they drive it differently with rhythmics, how they used to do it with instruments in like 30s, you know, where it's the same phrase, it's just, you know, it throws it off just a little, so it still feels the same, but you don't get bored of it because it's always changing, right? So that's the effect I would like to kind of get throughout the song, except for the, you know, for the rhythmically driven part of the song, which is the contrasting part, the bridge part.
One thing you could do also is like basically your progression is more or less the same the whole song. I mean, there's changes, but it's all in the same key, and it feels like it's basically more or less the same thing harmonically, which you have to do. In other words, you could change the harmonic frequency of how quickly you change chords. Right now, it's almost like you're anticipating some of those, you know, it's like, I don't know, like 1, 2, 3, 3, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're anticipating it, but it's almost always,
predictable.
You're changing a chord.
Yeah.
So you could fuck with that. You could change it every, 16 beats or every 8 beats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just
in other words, give it more space between chords. You don't have to like chord 3 4 chord 3 4 chord 3 4 home chord. Like you don't have to do that throughout the song. And you got a lot of things to work with. Basically, the home chord is what, like on my piano, it's like an E minor, like 9.
Yeah, it was an F. Yeah, it's an E.
So I made it an E because I had to do the thing.
Good ears, man.
So, and then it goes from to like a minor 3 or to the 4 and to the 5. What does it go to, 3 and then the 4?
It goes from F to C sharp, F, C sharp, and then it goes E, and then it goes B flat.
Wow. Okay. Now I'm like transposing it in my head.
So E.
What is the tonal note? What is chord wise?
Yeah, those were the chords.
No, but I mean, like, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7.
Oh yeah, I did. Wait, give me a sec.
What is the progression? Because I have to transpose it.
Just a half. Wait,
half a note.
Grab my piano out because I have it exported in audio.
No, just tell me the chords again. Tell me the chords as they are.
It was F, C sharp, E, and B flat.
Okay, so that is it. You can't have F and then B flat, brother.
No. Wait.
You know why?
Wait.
No, what I'm saying is it wouldn't be B flat. It would be so.
Oh yeah, A sharp.
Or if it's an F, you have it in F minor in yours.
Yeah.
So then if it's an F minor, then everything is flats. It's F minor is a flat one. So you can't have C sharp. It would
flat.
Be what?
So it would be D flat, yeah.
D flat.
Yeah.
Right.
I was always bad with that.
Just sorry, that's just me being a nerd. So you know what? Let's make it F because F is actually easier, and then that way we're both in the same key. Okay. Okay, so it goes F minor, right? C to E, C sharp to. Oh
Yeah,
F.
C sharp twice. It hits C sharp twice, but
Okay.
like the chord, but
So-
then it goes
So F, B flat. Hold on. B flat minor. Not B flat. B flat minor. That's not B flat. It's G minor.
G.
Hold on. It's actually E flat, dude. It's not B flat. It's E flat. That last chord is E flat.
My bad.
Come on, man.
Come on.
So I'm just teasing you. So basically, it's basically 3 chords. 1, and then 2, and then 3. Oops.
Yeah.
It's E flat, not B flat. So because you only have 3 chords in there, let me think. Yeah, you could very easily, instead of using so many frequent chords, you could mix in like the 4 chord, the B flat.
The 4th chord to be flat.
Well, what I'm saying is okay, you're an F.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a 4 chord.
Yeah.
B flat.
Okay.
And because our home is F minor, it's B flat minor. And because you're doing 7s and 9s in this, you'd probably do something like, or maybe you do
Ooh.
like you're doing a bunch of 9-ish type chords, so you could do, this is probably too high. Hold on.
The last thing you did really injected feeling, like the high thing.
Say it again.
The last thing you did really injected some feeling to it. The high thing.
You like it higher up here?
Yeah.
What did I just do? So I did the 4 chord.
Yeah. Oh.
You like it up there?
Yeah. I would put something like that for an intro and then transpose it down.
Say that again.
I would do something like that for the intro and then transpose it down.
And then da.
Yeah.
More like a jazzy sort of
Jazzy intro, kind of, yeah.
Right, it's that sort of, right.
Lo-fi kind of.
Do you know Allen Ginsberg? You know who Allen Ginsberg is?
Sorry?
You know who Allen Ginsberg is?
Yeah, I've heard of him, but I don't.
So
He's an
Allen
old.
Ginsberg is very sort of cliche reference in a way, but if you listen to some of Allen Ginsberg, he does these sort of like spoken word jazz records from like the 60s where he's just like, he's speaking in French. He's like, oh, like, and like, my mind just went there because like you were saying that the whole thing is, now I've lost my voice.
Easy. Cheers.
Anyway. All right. Also, if you do more open chords, let's see.
What can you define open chords for someone not really musically
an open chord is taking a chord that's normally like, you know,
Yeah.
and then instead of playing it like that, instead of playing it like this, you move it and across the keyboard, so it's like, you know, it's the same notes, but they're all spread out all over the place, and it's called an open chord. So instead of making it this obvious sounding,
Yeah.
like,
Are inversions included in that?
inversion-ish, but you're basically just taking those notes of the chord and spreading them out so that they're not so sort of square.
Yeah. Okay.
But so yeah, I think one thing you can experiment with is just using basically less chords for some parts of the song.
Yeah, just to chill with the bass a bit, because yeah, you're right. It's getting like, I know the beat is you know, I made the beat and then I went to lay the vocals and then it was, you know, just on my disc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. The beat is too monotone. Like, if you listen to the beat only, it's the same until almost the same until the drops. Like slight changes, but so yeah, I agree on that completely. And I'm gonna definitely, I think I'll play with this around with this before the lyrics for sure.
Cool. So yeah, maybe for the next round of it, like, I just think as a DJ, you're probably always reaching for like, what can I do sonically to change the different sections of a song, right? But another thing you can do is just either, in your case, you could literally either hyper simplify certain parts of the song harmonically, so you're only doing like maybe a chord every 8 beats instead of a chord every 4 beats, which sounds like really elementary and very like not going to change the feel of the song, but it will. Especially if you know, you tend to always land on this sort of F, let's call it F minor 9. You know, you always land here on the 1.
Yeah.
On the every single time. So what if on one cycle or some section of the song you're hitting more like a 4?
Like a B section?
You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a B section or a bridge or anything. It can just be a section that it doesn't land on the 1.
Yeah.
It could go from the 1, it could go from the 4 to the 1.
Ooh.
You know, just something where it goes from a non-1 to a 1, because you're the home chord of your song is always on the fucking 1.
Yeah, it's predictable.
It's a little
as well.
obvious. It's a little like, okay, we're never really like off balance. It's almost like watching a movie where like the superhero always fucking wins. There's never any like, oh, he's about to die. Oh, maybe he died. Oh no, thank God he didn't die. There's no like oh no. It's always, you know. So you can, I mean, these are like really basic things, but you could just do a 4 chord at the beginning of the cycle instead of a 1 chord, or a 5 chord, or a 6 chord, or a 2 chord instead of the 1. And just something really basic like that is still going to work with, you know, so a 4 chord still works, you know.
Yeah.
Chord still works.
Yeah.
Because everything you're doing with your melody is I don't want to say it can work with a lot of different kinds of chords, which is kind of a good thing. So I would say experiment with chords and move into something where you're like, ooh, I like that. Let's do that. And then maybe have a different part of the song that does something different with the chords.
Something I used to do a lot, and it gave me like a really cool feeling. It's something Doug said is a cool trick to try, so I tried it. My progression now like starts with the F, and it goes to D flat, right?
Yep.
So I tried it a couple of times, starting the progression, landing on the second chord in the original progression. So in this case, in D flat.
Okay.
Right. That kind of that kind of gives me the, you know, it sucks me into it a little more. It gets a bit deeper.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a really cool idea to play around with those and maybe try the other options, as you said, the fourth as well, the fourth chord. And
Rizzieri had a good kind of an idea, and thank you for your props, my French, Riz. You could always also experiment with the relative major.
yeah.
So what is that? A flat. I'm not crazy about that. It's so bright and so happy. It seems a little, you know, like abrupt, but you know, literally, I mean, again, this is like theory 101, but like if you're in F, you've got, you know, F minor, you've got G minor, no, G minor, sorry, yeah, diminished, G diminished, A major, B flat minor, C minor, D diminished, sorry, D flat major, and then E flat major, and then F minor again. So any of those chords could conceivably be used in your song. I just went up the scale.
Yeah.
And added a 3 and a 5 within the scale.
Yeah.
Fine. You follow there?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So you could experiment with those, but particularly the 4, the 5, the 2, the 6, probably in that order. 4, 5, 2, 6 are very like they're malleable. You can stick them in there, and it might not sound great, but it'll sound interesting. And depending on what's happening with the melody, I think you can mess around with that a little bit.
Okay.
And that way you can keep the melody more or less the same-ish in the same range, and you can mess with the textures, and you can mess with the chord frequency. There's two different things. There are two different knobs. One is the frequency of chords, and one is the actual chords themselves.
Okay.
Do different things to the feel of a song. You could have the exact same chords, but if you move half as fast through them or twice as slowly through them, it'll have a completely different vibe to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I think trying some things like that, or staying on one chord that's not the one chord, that's not the root chord, and messing around with that, might be cool. Did you get?
Yeah, I agree for sure.
Did you get any ideas for lyrics at all? Like
no. No, I honestly didn't have any time to look at it.
But like sometimes it just comes to you, like even when you don't have any time.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Oh, I just thought about blah 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 blah. But...
Yeah, that happens all the time with melodies. Lyrics, not my home yet.
For sure.
Yeah. First steps for lyrics.
Yeah, I like it though. I think it's. I like that. Like you seem to write sometimes sort of cinematically. Like when you sent me that thing the other day, and I'm like, this feels like something it would be like, I don't know.
For a movie?
Yeah, like a movie, like, people that are trying to break into some place in Eastern Europe, and you're like, yeah, that's what it was for, or something. And I'm like, what the hell? That's crazy. So, like, I think that's, when you approach a song as if it was being used as score for a movie, it's a very, very different thing. And you might have something like this song, and it would be perfect, and it doesn't need anything else or anything more or anything less. Sometimes just a vibe is perfect, for like the beginning of a rainy night when someone's driving down the road and you hear this song in the back. So that's a whole different animal. And I think you have a sort of an instinct for like, I think it would be cool, like, thing that you own that you can go back and play again and again. You could like find a scene you like and then mute it and then write a piece for that scene.
Yeah.
I think you would be extremely good at that, and you would find yourself like hitting it pretty fast. Thank
you, man. Like I love cinematic music. I think I told you that when we first spoke.
Yeah.
I'm very into, like it's fascinating to me how they
So
made.
who do you like any composers in particular?
Yeah, Hans Zimmer.
Okay.
Yeah, him for sure. The other guy who did Harry Potter, I forgot his name. He's like, there are two of the biggest, if I'm not mistaken, Hans and the other guy. Um, that Harry Potter team, that is mad. How it's, I don't know. It's just mad how it fits the vibe.
Yep.
And how it, drives the feeling, sound selection, the anticipation with just, chords and simple writing, not production wise, right? Also a bit of production, but
I didn't know that, Atif. That's cool. Huh. For sure.
Yeah, Redbone is mad. That guy is also mad.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but I watched how it was made. Mad shit.
Cool. So yeah, so like we could do a whole other thing on like sync music, like music for score and placement and stuff like that, which is a completely different. It behaves completely differently, and a lot of the art of that is just not clashing with what's happening with what's being said, and not clashing with the rhythm of the editing. So when you're watching a movie as a viewer, as a fan, you probably don't realize the frequency of edits, cuts. It goes here, and then you see the car, and then you see the guy again, and then you see the exterior shot, and there's a rhythm to that.
I'm allergic if that is not in sync.
Okay, so
yeah.
Rhythm to that, that's almost like this weird sense of a metronome. It's not like click, 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 but there's this certain like more or less frequency about it. And then once you get that figured out, even subconsciously, that's kind of going, and you're like, oh, cut, 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 and there's this sort of vibe to that rhythm, and then you write inside that, so that becomes your metronome.
Yeah.
If you can do that, then to put it blatantly, like you can make a very mediocre score sound fucking crazy good, because it's timed so well with how the sort of waves of the film are moving, that even if it's not something that's really like complex or amazingly melodic, it's just so in sync that if it just more or less works. But if it's not working with the cuts of the film, it doesn't matter how great.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not supporting the movie then, yeah.
So what I would do is, like, what would be fun for you is maybe if you have a movie that you have access to, you can watch again and again. Watch it once or twice or three times muted, and just watch the cuts. Watch change, and like try and get a vibe on like, oh, because you don't notice that when you're watching the film. You're hearing it, you're watching it, you're following the story. But when you just watch it objectively with no sound, and you go cut, 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 and you start to get a vibe on like, okay, more or less, okay, I see where this is going. Then turn the volume on and listen to the music and see how it smooths those edges. It's crazy. And like you would get this shit like in a day, because you're a DJ, so you're already doing this. You're a producer, you're already doing this. But I think like actually paying attention, it's like with White Shadow, paying attention to the arrangement for like kind of like the first time looking at it with that lens. Just watch the cadence of those edits, the cuts in a movie, and then see how the score plays around it. You could score a movie like tomorrow, dude. You really could. I'm serious. You could score, like, you could probably find some indie, filmmaker and be like, yo, man, I want to score a film.
I actually did something for a movie recently.
Yeah.
He's a famous Polish director.
Yeah.
He's from Slovenia, but he's very successful there.
Yep.
So they're doing a new show. So he reached out for music, and I had to remix the old song Gloria.
Sure.
You always on the run now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I had to remix that. So I'm still waiting for the answer. And he sent me like a trailer of the video. He sent me like what the vibe is. But in that case, particularly, I would have it. The perfect scenario would be exactly what you said. Having the scene in front of me and getting the feelings, and then writing for that. I had to do something based on a trailer, which was, a lot more guessing, than I asked him for a bunch of keywords, what kind of vibe he wants, what kind, you know, who he's
Well,
aiming for it.
and a trailer is just like a song or a movie. It's got acts,
Yeah.
right? So a trailer generally, I mean, like especially like, you know, action trailers and certain trailers that are like really stereotypical storytelling, you know, there's like in a world, you know, and then it draws
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, so you set the stage, and then the stakes are up, and you get to see the hero for the first time, and you see the backstory, and then it comes up, oh my god, and then it sort of brings back down again. It's like, you know, you got to go see it. Like these things happen 9 times out of 10 because they work. So like,
Yeah.
if someone's saying, hey, I want you to do a trailer for me, it's not like, okay, do we want it to be green or orange or blue? It's like, okay, if it's a trailer and it says what action trailer or something, then the point of the trailer is to get people to go watch the movie. And so it has to, it's got hooks and it's got a series of things that have to happen and tension and release, just like any other piece of media should have. And it's not like a song. It's not just, you're not just creating music that goes along with it. So yeah, man, I think you would be so good at that, and you would just naturally. I think it'd be fun if you just found like someone that was doing a student film or like a, you know, an independent film and did the whole fucking thing. Let me do the song. Let me do the sound for it. You know, let me make this sound a certain way. Let me create the whole environment. You know,
That would be interesting for sure. Like,
you would be so good out of the box. Like you would be surprised. Like you'd be surprised. You'd be like, why is this not that?
why is this not my thing?
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I know we both got to go. Always great to see you, brother.
Yeah, same, man. I just wanted to plug my phone in because it's dying slowly.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Riz got some good comments here, man. Elfman, Danny Elfman's one of the. He's a beast. Hans Zimmer, of course, man. We could do a whole thing on like scoring and stuff, but
maybe we could choose, you know, maybe you could choose a part from the movie ones, and you know, by
like,
next time
walk through it.
Yeah, and then just, you know, create something off of it, just like for fun, for practice.
You mean like score a movie that already exists?
Yeah, a scene that already, maybe not a known movie that, you know, doesn't associate you with music, but just, you know, getting a scene and discussing it, what kind of vibe, you know, it would have, and then just creating something, or just an idea that popped out. Could be interesting.
Yeah, I think that would be a possibility. I just want to get a sense of like what people want to learn about, and I don't know, like what would be. I'm down to do it. Yeah. Cool, man. So, but I think also, like, getting back to this song, I think you building basically a library of, like, you know, rainy, melancholy Paris vibe type music, and I just don't know other words to use, but like have a family of songs that would work for that kind of scene, you know, like a version of it, a spring version of it, a fall version of it.
Yeah.
You're right. But basically the same vibe. And what happens then is now you've got families of pieces of music, and those are much more monetizable than having just one, because usually if you write a piece of music and you're trying to get it synced to something, it's not 100% exactly right for that scene, just statistically. But if you have a range of those pieces of music and people can be like, oh, I see, you can make it brighter, darker, you can do this with it, then people might say, you know, if we do the third one, but we make it a little more, you know,
like that. Yeah.
Again, and they're like, okay, that's easy, right? So when you create something, if you're going to go cinematic, then you could create versions of it, you know, and have a version where they break up, have a version where they get back together, have a version, whatever it is, have versions of stuff where it's different ways of telling the story, and then keep them together. Because when you do have those gigs where you're scoring something or you're pitching something, you can get a lot out of one like vibe of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never know which one's going to be the one that sort of gets, like, I don't know, picked up.
And it also shows how diverse you can be. Not diverse, but versatile would be the right word.
It's just more,
Versatility.
it's useful too. Like it's useful that if you need music for film, to know that someone is flexible enough and prolific enough that they can take a single idea and make 10 ideas out of it.
Yeah.
And if I go, hey Klemen, can we get something that's like a little more Eastern European by tomorrow? And you're like, yeah. If I have 10 pieces of music and I can tell that you do that all the time, then I'm more confident that you can do it for me tomorrow the way I want it.
Yeah.
So
Makes
having
sense.
like a family of music speaks to being able to create, bespoke, like customized music. Most people can't do that. They get too precious with the music and they're like, this is how it goes.
Yeah.
This is how
I don't get
No.
married that fast.
And like we could do it any way you want. We can have the melody go slower if you want. We can pull the melody out entirely and just have the beat. Like, but yeah, I would say watching films. I don't know. I think maybe one step in that same direction you were talking about is just we could watch films. I don't know if this would be interesting for people, but we'll figure it out. And just talk through like why that music is doing what it's doing. It's almost like what you talked about with White Shadow. Like before you just start inventing shit and trying to make it work, watch some things that have done quite well and have communicated to lots of people, and just watch them and try and figure out like what are they doing? What's
Analyzing.
happening? What is going on right then? You know what I mean?
And why?
And,
right?
And why? Yeah. But first, what?
Yeah.
First, what? Like, what is
Yeah.
actually happening there, and when is it happening? So anyway, I mean, we could nerd out on this stuff a lot. I feel like on YouNow, most people are not. I don't get the sense there's a lot of like film scoring people on YouNow. I feel like it's more like artists, singer-songwriters, people that are trying to get a traditional kind of a song figured out.
Okay.
So, but we could do one-offs and see what happens. I think if we're liking it, and I think if there's people in the room that are liking it, then I'm fine.
If there's energy, yeah.
There's energy. Then
I mean, I'm down. I'm down. Hit me up if you decide, to do it. But I'm also down to finish this one. I mean, I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted when I change the chord progressions for sure.
You guys have any questions for Klemen? Or any comments on what we just did? Was that like, what the hell was that? Was that fun? That was a little different than our first one, right? That was a little more like divey. We can keep it sort of, upper level. This is how you're approaching your career type shit. We can go into like what the chords are. We can go into how people pitch music. Go into sort of whatever people are digging. If you guys have any questions or comments for Klemen, let me know. It's 12:01 here. It's fun, dude. Let's do that again. Maybe in a couple of weeks. I think Tori has we've got Taro coming in on Friday, who's going to be talking about more like engineering, how to make live stream sound awesome type stuff. And I think next week we got more people in that vein. But I think after that, we could bring in again and do some more music-y stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Cool, man. So it was fun seeing you guys again. I hope everyone's doing well. Tanisha, Clem is here. Ati, good to see you again. Annie, thank you so much. Annie's like super rich. She's always on and always giving love. Victoria Crawford, you've been in since the beginning. Hope you had a good time. Ben, good connecting with you. We'll definitely talk some more so I can learn more about what you're up to. Tori's been on since the get. White Shadow's still on. Riz, Ugona, good to see you again, man. Hope you're connected with Guillermo by now. And we'll see y'all on Friday. Thank you very much, Riz. I'm glad you were here, dude. You had some good comments.
By the way, I'm a heavy Harry Potter fan as well, Riz.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with it. Are you playing hooky from work right now, Rizieri? Are you like hiding in the closet while you're supposed to be working? Because that would be awesome. Are you supposed to be working right now, Riz? He's like, Don't tell anybody, dude. Yes.
He's not answering.
No, man. He's all about it, dude. He's like, yep, they're paying me to watch this shit right now. Love you, man. We'll bring you on sometime soon. I know you got some new music. Don't be hiding that shit.
Yeah.
He's looking busy. He's like, I'm working, but I'm looking busy. Cool, man. Right on, right on. All right, y'all. We'll see you Friday. Have a wonderful week. Stay well. I'm glad you liked it, Ativ. Send you. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, send me some tracks or email them to me. It's probably easier for me to move them around and create links out of them, and we can share them. For sure, for sure. Riz could talk about some stuff for TV shows. You've done some music for some TV shows, I hear.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
for real? I'm tuning in then.
Yeah,
I'm tuning in when you're having it.
Riz has some skills, man. All right, brother. Be good. Have a great week. Thank you guys again.
I'll see you soon.
See you Friday.
Bye-bye.